To explain SingleStop's impact firsthand on a family that's working very hard to lift itself out of difficult circumstances, it's my distinct pleasure to introduce Consuelo Rodriguez.
Good afternoon. My name is Consuelo Rodriguez. I always tell people I left my heart at HPP. 2 years ago, I came to Homeless Prenatal looking for housing for myself and my 3 kids. They ended up offering me a job as a community health worker. It was my job to do intakes for new clients and help them get services. As I listened to the experience of other women like me, I realized I wasn't alone. I was born in Gilroy. My parents were immigrants from Mexico. My father died when I was 5, so my mother moved my siblings and me to San Francisco to be with her family. At the age of 15, I gave birth to my first child. I was a baby having a baby, a single mother. It wasn't easy, but I stayed in high school as long as I could. I went back to get my diploma after Brianna was born. I took some classes at San Francisco State, but soon dropped out and began working. I had 2 part-time jobs, one as a bank teller and one as a after-school coordinator when I gave birth to my son Jorge. He was born with club feet. There were so many medical procedures and doctor's appointments that I had to stop working to take care of him. My son was so sick, he needed me. My experience at HPP prepared me to get a job at Mission Neighborhood Health Center. I've been working there for a full time for the past year as a certified family planning counselor. I came to HPP to get my taxes done through SingleStop. It was free and they took care of everything. I was even able to bring my son to my appointment so I didn't have to worry about childcare. They even had snacks. When they told me I was getting back $6,000 in tax credit, I knew exactly what I would do with it. We really needed a reliable car, and this money was going to make that possible. We used to have a flat at least once a week. There was time the cars wouldn't start at all. Every morning I dropped my kids off at 3 different places before I go to school. I needed a car that I can count on, and I just couldn't afford it. Thanks to SingleStop, this is one less thing I have to worry about. I can get my kids where they need to be safely and get to work on time. As a result of my budget cuts, my hours at Mission Neighborhood Health Center just got reduced. Melissa, the SingleStop coordinator, told me I should be screened for benefits. I applied for food stamps with the government before, but it took 3 hours and I was declined. SingleStop made it so easy. It took 15 minutes to be screened, and now it looks like I'll be getting $1,200 a year in food stamps to feed my family. Every little bit helps. I also just had my first appointment with the financial counselor. He's helping me understand my credit and create a budget. I'm excited for my next appointment. The fact that I can do this all in one place with people I trust means so much to me. I would have never done it on my own. I am so grateful to HPP for opening the doors to opportunities and for SingleStop for reducing the stress single mothers with families like mine every day. The woman who hired me at HPP told me she saw something in me. She believed in me. I promised her I would never let her down, and I'm going to keep that promise. This fall, I will start taking classes at City College so I can work towards becoming a midwife. I would like to thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my story and for supporting programs like these. Thank you.
Thank you, Consuelo, for sharing your story with us. Families like yours are the reason Tipping Point wanted to bring SingleStop to the Bay Area. And I'm sure Chancellor Griffin, who is here today, is excited to hear that you're enrolling at City College in the fall. In fact, the Chancellor has been an incredible SingleStop supporter And this fall, we're excited to announce that we will be opening up 2 additional SingleStop sites this month at City College campuses. Thank you, Chancellor and Kathleen Aviolo, for being here. So, why do this? Why is SingleStop necessary? There are lots of problems relating to poverty in the Bay Area, and lots of ways to try and solve them. But with 25% of families in the Bay Area unable to afford their basic needs, Tipping Point isn't looking for lots of ways to solve poverty. We're looking for the best ways to fight poverty. Food stamps, health care, and tax credits may not be sexy, but they prevent people from falling deeper into poverty. At Tipping Point, we find solutions that work and leverage the strength of public-private partnerships to put them in place at the very best poverty-fighting organizations like the Homeless Prenatal Program. When we heard SingleStop was expanding beyond New York, we got on the phone and called Elizabeth and asked how could we get them to the Bay Area. She said if they had the right partners, they'd do it. So we started making phone calls to many of the people in this room. One of our first calls was to Mayor Gavin Newsom, who jumped at the opportunity to support this effort. And thanks to his team led by Trent Rohr and Dwayne Jones, who are also here today, we have 4 sites up and running, and including one at Communities of Opportunity. We also called Carrie Schwab Pomerantz, who led the charge to get Charles Schwab to provide financial counseling at all SingleStop sites. And this certainly would not be possible without the support of many generous Tipping Point donors, who helped us raise $1.5 million in about 10 minutes at our 2008 benefit to help launch SingleStop here in the Bay Area. And on behalf of Woody Driggs and Kate Harbin and our board chair Alec Perkins and myself, we thank all of those donors. Over the past 6 months, that investment has already returned $4 million in public benefits and tax credits to low-income individuals and families in this community. SingleStop is simple and it works. It's helping low-income families keep food on the table and a roof over their head. And it's building the capacity of groups like Homeless Prenatal Program to help clients break the cycle of poverty for good. I want to thank Elizabeth and your team, led by Elena out here. And I want to thank our team. I want to thank Tipping Point's team, led by Rita Liu and Rebecca Sharon and Abby Rubin and Jen Pitts, for helping make this happen. And last but certainly not least, one of the first people we called was Speaker Pelosi and Terry McCullough, your chief of staff. And backstory, I had the honor of working with Terry for the speaker in 1997, and I'm proud to be partnering with you here today. Thank you for your incredible support of this program and of the Bay Area.